Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's Mo again. Well, in this lecture, what we're going to do is we're going to configure a name server, change the domain name. Let's take a look and see what other changes can I do to my actual router. All right, watch this. So if I go to the router and I look at my configuration, show run, right? I don't have a domain name. I mean, normally this is not typical. You need it if you configure SSH, and we'll see that. But let's say, for example, I go to global configuration mode. I say IP domain name. See that? Using the IP command, question mark, word, which means I can put anything. I'm going to put Udemy dot, let's say, edu. That's my domain name, which means this belongs to my organization. In other words, when it comes up to name resolution, I'm going to send a request to which DNS server? IP name server. Let's say in my case, 192.168.100.100. That's the DNS server that I'm going to be using. Let's say, for example, if my router cannot find something, it will send the request to a DNS server on my network. Now, the only time you would do something like this, as I mentioned, when we deal with SSH, and we'll see what that is. See that? So I put a domain name, I put an actual what? Name server. Okay, let me do Control Z, save my configuration, look at my configuration, look at this. So I do see my actual name server and the domain name. What does that mean? Well, when I type something that doesn't exist, where it's going? It's going to 192.168.100.100. Before it was going to 255.255.255. I do Control Shift 6, it stops it. Let me show you. So if I say no IP name server and press enter, right? And I put the same thing. It's doing a broadcast everywhere. See, right now, I could say, you know what? If I can't find something, send it to a specific DNS server. So I'm going to go back and put that in. Up arrow a few times. There we go. All right. So I do anything over here is like translating. I cannot find it. The iOS has no clue what QQQQ is. We're going to send the request to your DNS server out there. Now, what I like to do is something better than this, just in case I type something. This is for best practice, and my iOS doesn't actually know about it. Don't bother resolving it. Okay, so this takes a long time. Control Shift 6. So when I type something, it does resolution. If I don't have a name server, it will do the broadcast. The best example that I'm talking about is this IP domain lookup. So I'm going to do no IP domain lookup. What does that mean? If I type something and that command does not exist on my iOS, don't look it up. Watch this now, folks. Let me save and type something now. Oh, we can't find it. I'm not going to bother resolving it. You see that? So, the first thing I like to do when I actually work on a router or a switch or a firewall, disable IP domain lookup. So when I type something, don't go ahead and look for a resolution somewhere else. This is the best way of actually working on a router or a switch or a firewall. Okay, anything that deals with a command line interface. That's what I wanted to show you in this lecture. And we'll see you folks in our next lecture. Bye now.